after Donna, we have Mary Parsival. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, perfect.
Good morning. My name is Donna Jacob. I have known a lot of you from way back. I came to school here in 1957 to 69. My first years, it was at St. Joseph's in Williams Lake. I was 6 years old. At the age of 10, I was transferred here. I had rough times all those 11 years. When I went to St. Joseph's, I threw my suitcase in the back of a truck, just for cattle. My mom had washed it. When I got there, it was just thrown in the garbage. I had nightmares. I still have my nightmares today. When I came here, the rest is the same. We got off on a train in Norway, but we thought we were going to Williams Lake. They didn't tell us where we were going to go. We were asking, but they just said, no, we're going to bring you. There's 6 cars waiting. And instead they brought us here. The nuns were waiting out front. They did the same to cut our hair, like they put a bowl on it. That was when I met Sister Leonita. She carried this cane with her. There's quite a few times I answered her back. But she didn't hear me. And this one time she did. She made me go in the laundry room and put this big brown bar of soap and wash my tongue with it. She used her cane. When Brother Shirley, I remember him, went to the dentist. He said he'd be right back. When he got back, he was smelling of alcohol. Made me walk back to the school. Then I tried to tell them that Brother Shirley had left me. They didn't believe me. They go by his word. I wandered off. I have 3 children now. I have grandchildren went through a lot because I carried my problems with me raising them. My oldest son, he was maybe the one I really treated me. So today he's an alcoholic because my problems moved to him. I'm raising 2 of my grandchildren. Back home, I look up to my elders. There's a lot of students here that I know. I remember Russell. I went to school with him in grade 4. He always did say, I don't give a shit. He still says it today. And there's quite a few out there that I know. But I have to go off to ask to see who you are, because I don't anymore. Okay, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Donna.
Do I have longer time because she took last? Good morning, Justice Mary Sinclair. I acknowledge the owners of this land, the Kamloops Indian Band. I'm married. My name is Mary Percival. In the residential school, I was known as Mary Jacob. My siblings were Jennifer, Yvonne, the late Erickson, Donna, and Ineas. I've been married for the last 37 years to Reg Percival, whom is my rock. I have 2 daughters, Tanya and Carmen, and 6 grandchildren who are my life. Without those grandchildren, I would not be here today. I grew up after leaving the residential school. I resorted to alcohol. When my first granddaughter was born, it's when I decided, no more. I don't need them anymore. My grandchildren were going to be my life, and they still are today. My parents were Alphonse Jacob and Placida Jacob, who were also in the residential school in Coquilitza. I first attended the Indian residential school in St. Joseph's Mission at the age of 7. I recall being placed in a classroom with my older brother, whom I used to help. as he had disabilities. I recall him and I would cry because he was mistreated because of his condition. He was trapped because he couldn't comprehend what we were being taught. Grade 2, I was promoted. So I left him. I used to often wonder how he was doing. I thought of him all the time. Being in that residential school, it was such a lonely time. I used to always cry for my mom and dad to tuck me in at night. Being so fearful of who was going to be there, depending who was going to bother us, not having my brothers and sisters beside me. Even though they were in that school, I never saw them. And it was very heart-wrenching. Being removed from our parents was the worst thing I ever gone through in my entire life. Watching my mom and dad cry as we were being put on the tree. I still hang on to that pain today. I always think about it. Watching my mom. My mom became an alcoholic after we were removed. She ended up in institutions. And we lost her when I was age 11. Being without a mom at age 11 is... I can't imagine it, because when I see my 11-year-old granddaughter, that's what I think of now. Could she ever be... How would she feel if she was ever removed from her parents, from her mom? I had to relate to Roberta's story. I too was strapped for wetting my pants. I too put my kids through horrible times. For grade 3, I was transferred here to Kamloops. The first thing we had to do was shower. They threw us in the shower and poured this horrible stuff all over us to get rid of bugs, they said. I didn't see any other family. I didn't see any of my brothers and sisters. It was so heart-wrenching not to see them. Even going through all of that, I made many friends in the school. We used to get parcels from our dad. He'd send us parcels with goodies, clothes. I sure enjoyed those parcels. Used to get phone calls from my dad. He'd cry, make us cry. I had many good times though here at the school. I remember having dances in the year. We'd come in and decorate. I enjoyed those. We'd go hiking, Mount Peter and Paul. I had a lot of friends here. enjoyed that part. In grade 6, I saw my brother again. We were in the same class again together. So we had a chance to reconnect. But he was still going through the pain of abuse because of his condition. As a child, he used to have epileptic seizures, and so it affected him. Grade 7, I missed the bus on purpose in Lillooet because my mom had passed on. My dad had gotten into another relationship and she was having a child. And I thought, yay, I'm going to have a brother or a sister because I'm the youngest in our family of 6. And I got a sister. So I missed the bus on purpose to be able to meet this brother or sister. But grade 8, I had to come back. I wasn't given the choice of, I had to come back. I recall us having dances in this gym. I remember listening to the band, Randy McNabb's band, and how I used to just love getting up and dancing to it. Listening to them play. That was the good memories. But during that time, I got spinal meningitis and landed up in the Royal England Hospital. But out of that, I should say, I wasn't affected in a major way. Well, got a heart condition from it, but I don't consider it a major condition. I'm still here. I survived. My dad was going to come on and visit, but once I came out of the coma, he stayed in Montcurry or in Watertank. We used to live in Watertank. That's where my dad worked as a foreman he was foreman for the Watertank section. But I recall having rides, getting rides. Father O'Brien used to bring us for rides. And I recall some of the horrible happenings. Being fondled on the legs. But I dealt with that. I went through. So many psychologists to deal with that pain. I went through 6 of them to deal with that pain and to let it go. Talking about Brother Shirley, I remember those times of riding in that van, the drunk times. I turned to alcohol. My children were affected by it. My husband was affected by it. But I was forgiven for what I did to them. Although I put them through pain, I put my husband through pain with my alcohol. I put my 2 daughters through the pain. I want to acknowledge them for being there for me every day, for supporting me every day. But I want to acknowledge what I did to them. I knew was not right. I want to apologize to them for what I put them through, for what I put my husband Reg through, for what I put my daughters Tanya and Carmen through, and the effects that are being passed on to my grandchildren. I want it to stop. I want to let it go. I want to move on. My brother Erickson was abused in St. Joseph's. We experienced that abuse. May he rest in peace. I became very angry. And anything I did was because of the residential school. But I've dealt with it. I've let it go. I've gone through how many psychologists, how many counselors to deal with it. I've let it go. Or I'm still working on letting it go. I want to acknowledge my past friends in the residential school: Dee Dee, Bobo, Nora, Chipper, Armin, Ollie, Gordy, Thelma, Arlene, Wanda, Chester, and Ronnie. Some of them have passed on now, but I always think about them. They were my rock. My brothers and sisters that experienced the residential school, be strong. It's a day-to-day thing that we have to deal with. Be strong. I want to thank the TRC for allowing this time. It's only a small part of our healing. But we're getting there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we're going to take a short 5-minute break. 5-minute break. And Herman Paula will be next. So if Herman can get ready, you'll be next.